These are the best song intros in heavy metal, not in a particular order. First song, Creeping Death by Metallica. This song intro truly gets you hyped up, and the whole song just peaked, to be honest. And it's even better live. Creeping Death is usually the first song they play after the Ecstasy of Gold finishes, I guess. And next up, we have the Nightmare intro from Avenged Sevenfold. The transition from piano to the guitar is super smooth, making it for one of the greatest intros of all time. This intro is so recognizable that I bet you, if you play just the first note of the song, you'd probably be able to recognize it as Nightmare. Of course, I can't make a best song intros in heavy metal video without mentioning a few dozen Pantera songs, especially their song A New Level having one of the heaviest intros out there. There's a reason why Dimebag is my favorite guitarist of all time. The man was a pure genius and we all miss him. Coming up, we have Cochise by Audioslave. Build up in this song is insane. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it, but I want to say it's kind of a mess at first, but then the song really starts and it just comes together so well and so nicely. I mean, it just works. Tom Morello cooked so hard with this intro, and of course, rest in peace Chris Cornell. One of the greatest singers of all time, without a doubt. Well, not one of the greatest, the greatest. My bad. While we're on the topic of greatest singers, we should also mention Alice in Chains. Specifically their song Them Bones. Layne Staley's vocals and the guitar for the beginning of the song make up for one of the best, most toughest intros I've ever heard in rock or metal or grunge. I'd say it might just be the greatest grunge intro ever. Another honorable mention would have to be Tales of the Destinies from Baby Metal. Now, this song is a lot less popular than all the others on this list, but I still feel like it fits. The intro is super intense and fast-paced, and it really gets your blood pumping and stuff. Fortunately, it was last played live around 9 years ago, and Baby Metal has a lot of good songs that they just don't perform live anymore for some reason, especially on the Metal Resistance album. Of course, who am I if I don't mention at least one Korn song? Blind by Korn is super iconic and recognizable. The slow build-up in the song really gets you pumped up, and when the song finally takes off, it's just the craziest thing. I mean, the crowd goes wild and everybody's super hyped, and you'll just start headbanging without even trying. But of course, in a best song intros in heavy metal video, it is a requirement that you throw in at least one Black Sabbath song, so this time I decided to go with Iron Man. Not only is it a great song for beginner guitarists, but it also has one of those recognizable riffs of all time. Of course, rest in peace Ozzy Osbourne, and thank you Black Sabbath for everything. I mean, if it wasn't for Black Sabbath, I doubt that any of the songs on this list would even exist. And if they did exist, they would at least be very different, and they definitely wouldn't have the same feel. Another honorable mention would have to be Slipknot and their song Unsainted. I just love how it sounds so eerie at the start, but then after some build-up, it just takes off. I mean, Mick Thompson, freaking awesome. I mean, you know, we all love him, you all know him. Of course, you should have seen this coming. Yet another Pantera song. Cemetery Gates by Pantera has one of the greatest intros of all time. Right off the bat, you can tell this is going to be a super emotional song. And then when the main riff kicks off, you just know that you're in for a treat. But next up, we have Linkin Park's Given Up. The song starts off with clapping, and then suddenly the guitar comes on, which is then followed by the drums, and then the song just takes off. I mean, it's just crazy. And I mean, it is Linkin Park after all. They're definitely as popular as they are for a reason, or for a few reasons, I guess. Another honorable mention to Avenged Sevenfold, specifically their song A Little Piece of Heaven. You guys already know that I like classical elements whenever they're mixed in with heavy metal, and Avenged Sevenfold's A Little Piece of Heaven intro incorporates that perfectly. The chaotic, goofy intro gets you invested in the song, lets you know exactly what to expect, which is of course the unexpected. Let's also not forget to mention Megadeth in this list. Famous Holy Wars has one of the greatest intros of all time. I'll compare the intro to I guess horses galloping or something. I mean, obviously I'm horrible at describing music, as you have probably learned from any video on my YouTube channel, but I guess I'll just say it's super heavy and super cool and stuff. We then have another Korn song, which is Falling Away From You. Eerie slow riff at the beginning almost sounds mysterious, but then suddenly the song just kicks off and it's just crazy. And you can't help but start headbanging, and before you know it, you're bouncing off the walls, and no joke, that's just how crazy it is. Another great one would have to be Whales by Gojira. You Yes, it's a super slow intro. In fact, it takes like 2.5 minutes to get to the part of the song where, it really starts. But in those 2.5 minutes, kind of sounds like we've got a mystery on our hands, man. Like, I don't know. I told you I'm horrible at this whole describing music thing, dude. Of course, there's also the Number of the Beast from Iron Maiden. Starts off with some voice lines, and then suddenly the guitar starts to come in, and it's almost like you're on an adventure. And when the main riff kicks in, that's when you realize that you're listening to a masterpiece. But next on the list, we have Painkiller by Judas Priest. That drum solo at the start is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I freaking love drum solos, and we do not get enough of them. I mean, that's just a fact. And then you start off the song with that crazy guitar squeal, and I mean, that's how you do it right there. There are so many bands that took inspiration from Judas Priest, to say the least. They're just an awesome band. Of course, there's the entire Doom soundtrack, specifically Rip and Tear by Mick Gordon. Easily one of the greatest, heaviest, and most recognizable riffs in a video game. Probably the best video game soundtrack ever, if I were being truthful with you. When you listen to that song and you just feel like you're fighting demons, which is why it fits the Doom game so well, I guess. I mean, it makes sense. There's also Hysteria by the band Muse. That bass line is easily one of my favorite bass lines ever. Then you hear the lead guitar start to join in. I mean, that build up is like, and that's when they come in with the super creepy main riff. And I mean, maybe I don't listen to enough Muse. They really do have a lot of great songs. But while I'm on the topic of greatest bass lines ever, it's only right to include For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica. So what happens in this intro, of course, I mean, the bass line being super iconic, but also the bells at the start all comes together so well. It sounds like it belongs in some thriller movie of some sort, which is, it's super awesome. Whenever the lead guitar comes in, the song just really kicks off. Heavy breakdown's also freaking awesome as well. Of course, there's also Bodies by Drowning Pool. The whispering at the beginning of the song and then the loud scream really puts you on the edge of your seat. Every time I hear the song, I love to think of that one old guy that's on America's Got Talent. Easily one of the best acts I've seen on that stage. An absolutely phenomenal performance. Oh, and did I forget to mention Pantera? This Love by Pantera has such an uneasy tone. That's why it fits the song so well. Truly one of my favorite riffs of all time. It's simple yet effective. And then the song starts and it gets loud and it just all comes together super duper goodly. I thought it would also be pretty cool to throw in some Stone Temple Pilots. Their song Sex Type Thing has a super heavy intro and it's almost unlike anything I ever heard. Super catchy, and to be honest, whenever I saw the title, I really did not expect it to be so fast-paced and heavy like it is. Another banger would have to be Stranded by Gojira. That squealy riff at the beginning and then the palm muting, it all just comes together so well. It's easily one of the most unique intros I've ever heard. I mean, what can I say? Gojira knows what they're doing. I thought it would also be pretty cool to include a Rage Against the Machine song, specifically their song Wake Up, which just so happens to be in a small movie called The Matrix. Immediately when you start the song, you get hit with that super catchy riff, and guess what? Now you're hooked. This song got me into Rage Against the Machine in the first place. They've also got a super cool bass riff near the beginning, which I'm a really big fan of. Tom Morello really did cook so hard back in the 1990s and the early 2000s. But now I present you the heaviest intro of all time. So heavy, so hooky, so good. That title goes to How You Remind Me by the band Nickelback. Super emotional and it touches your heart. Anyways guys, that's all I got. So if you would all like a part 2 of this video, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe and comment down below what songs you would like to see mentioned. And anyways guys, it's outro time.